We got some very important times coming up in this country over the next several months in the form of elections. We've got the certainty of an election for the London mayor at the beginning of May. I had a polling card put through my door this morning for the elections for the Kent Police and Crime Commissioner. Yes, that's another one to look at. And also, when Sunak has the brass tacks to actually call one, there will be a general election at some point. One thing that I'm very disturbed at in the press is that they're wheeling out the same old tactic again. It's you only have two choices, Conservative or Labour. If you go and vote for one of these up and coming parties like Reform, for example, it's a wasted vote and it'll put Keir Starmer in number 10. That is the same trick that they tried, David Cameron, with Ed Miliband all those years ago. And it's the same trick that's been tried time and time again. And for some reason, people still can't see past the fact that that is what they're banking on, that you believe that there's only a choice of Conservative or Labour. All the while that happens, that's all we're going to end up with. Now, when we look at the election for London Mayor, and by the way, if you want Sadiq Khan gone, subscribe to the channel. It's the same thing again. We're led to believe that it's a two-horse race. Only Conservative or Labour could possibly win this. Now, I saw a very disturbing video about an incident on a train on its way to or on its way from Victoria, where somebody was severely injured as a result of actions of another. That's the most diplomatic way I can put that. And this person is currently fighting for their life. Now, when you see that, you then see Sadiq Khan come out and say that if he's re-elected, there'll be bobbies back on the streets, law enforcement will be up through the roof and everything else. This marks a politician making a load of promises that he's got no intention of keeping. It's the same old thing. It's getting lawless, it's out of control, and very, very dangerous. Now, I asked a poll. I said, do you think Susan Hall will replace Sadiq Khan as the Mayor of London? Because I'm interested to see what you actually think about this. And here's the results. And there was 1,900 people voted. You can see a very straight question there. Yes, 53% of you said yes. So that's roughly 1,000 of you. No, 31%. Howard Cox all day long. 16%. Now, I interviewed Howard on this channel way back when, when it was first intimated that he would be running for Mayor of London. Now, the problem is with other parties such as Reform, they don't get the press coverage that, the likes of Conservative and Labour do, because it's all part of the engine, all part of the establishment that we're used to. We have to break out of that. If you believe that the system is broken, if you believe that enough is enough, then surely by now you should be thinking maybe we need to come out in enough numbers to vote. You look at the vote turnout in the London elections last time round and the strength of which he won another term on, it just shows you that people are genuinely disenfranchised, or they just don't give a shit. It's one of those two realities. Now, I want to go through some of your comments on this poll, see what some of you said. User, Islamic London will continue. Now, there is this thing, isn't there? There's so much video footage about this all over the show where you can see a change in demographic from old London to current London, and you wonder how many of those are going to vote him in again. Mark, yes, Khan doesn't know how despised he is. Maybe not. Tim, he bought the Muslim vote and imported the other votes he needs. Unfortunately, as much as I love to see him gone, he will be re-elected. That's not good news for London. The other thing with a mayor, there's no term limit. He could serve 3 terms, 4 terms, 5 terms, 6 terms. He could carry on and on and on. Brian, too much of a block vote for Sadiq Khan. That's a new nickname I've heard. Keith Davis, "Meow, what's up, Dak?" Bugs Bunny would do a better job. Uh, Something I like anonymous. I will be voting for him just to cheese you lot off. Very constructive of you. Not. Keith Rose, he's doing a great job. Sorry, my replies in crayon, but they don't allow anything sharp in here. Okay. William Muir, 638, Zionist Tory Starmer, Labour piles of garbage are finished. I tell the truth, it's already too late. Stephen Richards, no, too many migrants in London. So you're saying there's the demographic there that's going to vote him back in again. Turtle Alchemist, I really don't care. They're all corrupt. Laurie Thorpe, I know Khan has a lot of, shall we say, foreign voters, but surely even they must be fed up of his ULEZ crap. I think everybody is. Have a look at the bat boxes they're putting on top of them all, as a lot of them probably drive taxis, and it must be costing them a fortune. So I should think even they would go off Khan. It seems it's all about greed. I tell you what, I'm based in East Kent, Margate, as a lot of you know, and I work in and around the London area literally every day as a business. I go, my drivers go. London is a place I don't want to visit unless I really have to. Janet, please God, yes, I echo the sentiments. We are lost if she doesn't. User. Percival, Labour is bound to win the election. Horror of all horrors. Thus Khan stays. Vote reform. Now, that's a very valid point, Percival, because, again, it falls into the trap, doesn't it? A vote for reform puts Labour back in. That's what they're trying to make you believe. You've got to snap out of it. Everybody has got to snap out of it. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Delacreen, the election result is a predetermined, I'm afraid. Somebody said, didn't they, that if voting made a difference, they wouldn't let you do it. There might be some sense to that after all. User, too many Muslims are now a non-Muslim will never be in charge again. I mean, they're chucking flags up everywhere, aren't they? I think one went up Westminster. I think there was Maya Tusi did a video on that. I'll stick a link to it in the description so you can have a look. Cockney Charmer, that scumbag Carney's chair of C40 cities. They'll not let him lose. That's a big can of worms. Kevin, nothing will change. I don't think anything will change because there's too many people that believe it can't. And we need to believe alternative that it can. Alan Jeffs, she's 25% behind, so not a chance. He's solid support, unfortunately. He's made sure of that. Yeah. Albert, due to Londonistan's demographics, Khan can remain mayor as long as he wants. Yeah, it's a worrying prospect, isn't it? Tennis Kinsella said it before. Of course, he'll get in because the majority will vote for him. Graham Walker, to be honest, Ronald McDonald would be a better mayor. Not what Divad. I sincerely believe that Khan has too many of his own in London to be defeated, especially if they resort to the bullying and intimidation tactics we've seen in the past. Mind, I would love the reform candidate Howard Cox to win. I would, but it would mean a dramatic change in our thinking. And I don't think there's enough, at least at this stage, that could do it. If you're not going to beat the system, you have to learn to see the system in a way that you can beat the system, you know. Rumbles, he will win by hook or by crook. His fellows will vote for their religion. Camo 68, everyone in Britain is expected to pay ULEZ when visiting London. Therefore, everyone in Britain should be allowed to vote on who runs our once fine capital. You know what? You do have a point. I mean, I'm subject to ULEZ the same as anyone else when I go into London, but I live outside of London. But those decisions affect me, and I'm not the only one that is affected by them. So, what's going on? You know, if you vote Howard Cox, you're voting Khan back in. Vote Susan Hall, even if you don't like her. She has more seats than Cox. Don't split the Tory vote. That is a very interesting comment, and I will end on that. To get Khan out, you're probably right. You have to go. But if you do, if you believe that, then nothing will ever change. There's too many people that still believe that. You know, people scream out for proportional representation all of the time, but at the end of the day, first past the post, it's the person who gets the most votes across the line wins, done. But what we're finding is that an awful lot of the electorate in an awful lot of places are not coming out to vote. You've literally hundreds of thousands of people who get a voting card and think, yeah, what's the point? And that is where first past the post is advantageous to those in the establishment, because they get just enough who believe that they don't have a choice, that there's only blue or red, that it makes a difference. You see, it will only change if enough come out and make that difference, make that vote. That's the way I see it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Interesting, as always, to hear your points of view. Thank you for listening. That's some of your comments. Hit the like button if you can. That helps this thing go everywhere. Share it on your socials. And please, as always, subscribe to the channel, because I want to get near 80,000 if we can. We're getting close. There's another video of mine popped up just now. And as always, I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.